Colgan. Joining us in studio now is Mitchell O'Brien, one of the people that help strike deals, a PIP if you like, as you heard mentioned there, a personal insolvency practitioner. Mitchell, first of all, the difference between the insolvency route and the bankruptcy route in Ireland, just give us an overview of the two choices.
It's not a choice. There are four schemes. There's the debt relief notice, and that's for people with debts of under €20,000, and that gets dealt with by an approved intermediary, predominantly MABs, also the IMHO. Then there's the debt settlement arrangement, and that's for unsecured debt only with no upper limit.
Yes.
Then there's the personal insolvency arrangement, which is the scheme that's predominantly in demand in Ireland, and that will deal with any amount of unsecured debt and secure debt up to an amount of 3 million. So that's the one that will capture, let's say, the family home and the family situation. And it's only if one of those schemes won't work that bankruptcy is an option.
Okay.
But one way or the other, there is now a solution for everybody, but we take the least intrusive measure first.
Okay, Mitchell, the figure of 1,000 by year end in 2014 going into insolvency arrangements, does that seem a little low for you because there are more people out there dicing with debt?
There are 95,000 people with family home mortgages in arrears. In my own view, there's probably half as much again with unsustainable restructures in place. There's also another stated to be about 30,000 buy-to-let mortgages in arrears in the country. So the demand is pent up. There are a number of issues. It's new. The experience in the UK as their service came into being is that the uptake at the start was quite low, and the system ironed out the bugs with the first people through. The single biggest issue now at the moment is streamlining the process of applying for a protective cert, and all of the resources of the ISI is being brought to bear on that issue now.
There are a few environmental factors. House prices have been going up. Many houses that were in negative equity are now in positive equity, but people still have the outstanding debt hanging over them. Have you noticed a change in banks' attitudes to getting this place sold and getting money back?
I think the house prices is a red herring. I think there are two Irelands. I think there's that Ireland inside the M50, and I think there's Ireland, the rest of the country. I don't see any evidence of the type of mortgage lending that would need to be happening to allow for a normal functioning housing market to be operational. If you look at the houses sold in Dublin in 2014, I understand up to 50% of them were cash transactions. That can't go on forever, and I would forecast that, as with Q4 of last year, house prices may dip again this year.
Just to get back to insolvency and to get back to people who need a solution, people like Morris who spoke to us a short time ago, how much does the process cost? How much does a PIP cost?
Ultimately, a PIP is the cost of administering an arrangement. The cost of the PIP is borne by the creditors. And for an arrangement, a DSA and a PIA needs to be voted on by creditors to be approved. It's got to meet two main hurdles. It's got to be sustainable for the debtor while providing a better outcome for the creditors than would be the case in bankruptcy. And in any case that we've had that was not successful at a creditors meeting, it resulted in a bankruptcy within the following month, where the creditors received a lesser return.
So how long are we talking about when people say, okay, I'm going the insolvency route, before they're through that and can actually move on?
A debtor should be outside, it should be past the creditors meeting with an arrangement in place within 90 days, 90 to 120 days of having first met the personal insolvency practitioner. But it's hugely important that when a debtor is looking for advices on unsustainable debt, that they're going to somebody that is licensed and regulated, because there are many out there that are proclaiming to be able to deliver solutions, but it's only the solutions that can be approved by the court that a debtor can rely on, and ultimately that the creditors can rely on too. So people must be encouraged to go to the Insolvency Service of Ireland's website and check the register of personal insolvency practitioners and identify somebody from that list.